So I don't know about all of y'all, but I personally get really excited about the small, simple things in life. These are the things that make me happy. So when I walk into shul 4 Shabbatot a year and I'm listening to the laning and I hear the following sound, I just get super excited because it's the Shalshelet. It's the truck note that only appears 4 times in the Torah, and it's super rare, but it's super exciting, and these are the things that make me super happy. But when you actually look into the 4 different narratives where we find a Shalshelet, the stories seem very random. There doesn't seem to be a connection. Right? The 4 times we have a Shalshelet in the Torah are as follows. The first time is in last week's Parsha, in Parshat Vayera, where the city of Sodom is being destroyed, and as Lot is leaving, the Torah says, Vayit Ma'ma, and puts a Shalshelet on the word Vayit Ma'ma, meaning that Lot stalled when he was leaving the city of Sodom, not really sure if he wanted to leave, and the angels had to grab his arms and drag him out. The second time is in this week's Parsha, in Parshat Chayei, where Abraham's servant, who Chazal tell us is named Eliezer, is sent to Abraham's hometown to find a wife for Yitzchak, and the Torah says Vayomar, and when he gets there, Eliezer says, and the Torah proceeds to say the prayer that Eliezer davens to Hashem, asking for help finding a wife for Yitzchak. The third time we have a Shalshelet is later in Sefer Bereshit, in Parshat Vayishev, when Potiphar's wife is trying to seduce Yosef, and the Torah boldly emphasizes Vayema'en, that Yosef refuses to be with her. And the final time is in Sefer Vayikra, in Parshat Tzav. During the installation of Aaron and his sons as Kohanim, the Torah says, Vayishchat, that Moshe slaughtered the El HaMiluim, the final ram offering, the final ram that was being offered as a korban during the inauguration of Aaron as a Kohen. So what's the connection between these 4 stories? We have number 1, Lot stalling on his way out of Sodom. Number 2, Eliezer asking Hashem for help for finding a wife for Yitzchak. Number 3 is Yosef refusing to be intimate with Potiphar's wife. And number 4 is Moshe shechting a korban when installing Aaron and his family as Kohanim. What in the world is the connection? Why are these the 4 stories that are emphasized with the super rare but super exciting Shalshelet? So let's look more closely at the Shalshelet found in this week's Parsha, in Parshat Chayei. Eliezer is sent to Aram Naharaim to find a wife for Yitzchak, and he's all excited to carry out the command of his master Abraham, right? Wrong. The Midrash tells us that Eliezer actually carried out this mission begrudgingly. Because you see, Eliezer had a daughter who was of marriageable age, and Eliezer was kind of hoping that if he was unsuccessful and he wasn't able to find a wife for Yitzchak, then his own daughter would get to marry Yitzchak. And Abraham tells Eliezer that this isn't possible. Eliezer is a slave, and his daughter can't marry his son, Yitzchak. But even though Eliezer knows it's impossible, he didn't have to go to Aram Naharaim with excitement and to carry out the mission with his whole heart. But that's not what happened. Because Eliezer knew how important this was. Abraham in his lifetime had started an incredible new movement called monotheism. And Eliezer knew that eventually, one day, Abraham would pass away, and the only way to ensure that his legacy lived on was through his son. But in order for Yitzchak to continue preaching monotheism, people would have to respect him. And people weren't going to respect Yitzchak if he married the daughter of Eliezer, the daughter of a slave. He had to marry someone from a respectable family. And as much as this pained Eliezer personally, he knew it was important for the greater good. So when Eliezer got to Aram Naharaim, he didn't just half-heartedly do his task. When he gets there, he turns to Hashem and asks for help with his mission. But how does the Torah introduce Eliezer's prayer? With the word Vayomar, a drawn-out word with a Shalshelet, Vayomar. And when we hear that word causes us to pause and think. The Shalshelet helps us step into Eliezer's shoes and understand what was going on in his mind. Because Eliezer opened his mouth to talk to God and then shut it and had the following internal debate. He asked himself, which is more important to me? To do what's best for me or to do what's best for the greater good? And with a deep breath and a stroke of moral humility, Eliezer reopened his mouth and asked Hashem for help with his mission. A mission that was beneficial to humanity, even though it was detrimental to himself. Eliezer, in his Shalshelet moment, made an inspiring choice, to pick the greater good over himself. And the other 3 Shalshelets in the Torah have a similar narrative. Lot knew that when he left the city of Sodom, his whole life was going to be destroyed, and he'd have to start from scratch. But Lot knew that the evil of the people of Sodom was beyond repair, and the city's destruction was what was best for the world. And in Lot's Shalshelet moment, he picked the world over himself. Similarly, Yosef was tempted by Egypt Potiphar's advances. He knew that he would gain tremendous personal pleasure if he was with her, but Yosef was also raised with morals and ethics, and in Yosef's Shalshelet moment, he picked morality over personal pleasure. And finally, Moshe Rabbeinu wanted tremendously to be the Kohen Gadol. Chazal tells us he was even destined for this role originally, and think about how much better it would have been for him to get to serve the people without any of the flack or any of the criticism, to be connected with spirituality without being soiled by politics, to have a guarantee that all of his descendants would carry in his footsteps. The Kohen Gadol has it all. But Hashem made it clear to Moshe that his role was to be the leader on the battleground. instead of being hidden away in the sanctuary. And even though it meant complaints and critique and drama and no family life, this is where Moshe was needed most. And in that moment, during the inauguration of Aaron, when Moshe was about to slaughter the final korban on the day of that inauguration, the moment where Moshe was gonna hand the peaceful life he dreamed of over to his brother Aaron, Moshe stalled. But in Moshe's Shalshelet moment, he too selflessly chose Am Yisrael over himself. Hashem gave us the Torah to teach us lessons. And that means that these Shalshelets are here to inspire us when we have our own Shalshelet moments in life. No one, no matter how righteous they appear, has never ever contemplated picking himself over the greater good. Everybody has these Shalshelet moments. But the true sign of greatness is not never facing the choice. It's about choosing correctly. And these iconic Shalshelet moments that we have in the Torah are what concretize Lot and Eliezer and Yosef and Moshe as the defining figures of our Masorah. And our Shalshelet moments, especially the real tough ones, where the selfish choices seem extremely pleasing, but the selfless choices seem extremely difficult, these are the moments that are going to build character, that are going to solidify our values, and are going to help define our identities. Shalshelet moments are gifts from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Do not waste them. Okay? Everyone have a great Shabbos. Bye.